1:05 a.m. p.m. p.m. p.m.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, okay. There we go. Hang on. You're playing this at 1:05 a.m.? Can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you booted up the game. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that.
What if it actually was at 12 midnight both times?
That's how I know you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want. Even if it's not the correct time, you've earned it. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now.
Yes, that was the whole reason why I showed the intro again.
The end is never the.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Skip. Narrator, we don't care about that part.
Workers were gone. What could it
So
mean?
anyway, welcome back everybody to Stanley Parable. We have still, we will leave the bucket here because we still have things from from the original Stanley Parable to go deal with.
When Stanley came to a set
Like to try and do these as fast as possible.
Meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
And
well.
hopefully I'm not forgetting which ones we've gotten already.
Just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
No, we haven't.
Really are not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Last time we went blue. Let's actually go red this time.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Look at all the pretty lights.
Yay.
I know now. Without a dart. Without a dart.
Without a dart. Kingdom Hearts
Stanley
is
Parable.
billboards.
Stanley Parable is light.
It's not that impressive.
They're the door to darkness.
Where are you going? Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Oh well.
No! Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
Notice how you actually walk slower after that.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Like a weird looking lava lamp. Meh.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this. No. No, no, what are you doing? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
How dare you cut off his dialogue by accident? You're not supposed to make mistakes! You're supposed to be perfect in every way!
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
I didn't even do anything that time.
Yes.
That's just a problem with the
Perhaps you
PS4
can.
version.
Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see. You'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
Yeah, that's a problem with the PS4 version. PS5 version wasn't doing this. Aw, the red lava lamp's done. Now we're just back to crappy fireworks. Meh. Back to trigger warnings.
No, perhaps not. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
This ending's dark.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is your... Do you actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me? I wanted us to be happy here, Stanley. I really did. I wish I still thought that was possible.
There was rope on the floor. Just thought I'd mention that.
Cool.
Or a black cord thing. I don't know what you call that.
A wire.
Wires. Wires.
Probably.
Wirestone. You know, you could just not put this here, narrator, or put a railing in front of it.
It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
There, the dark ending's done. We don't have to worry about it anymore.
All of his co-workers had gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Time to not jump to our death for once.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
And that light bulb's really screwing up.
Sonny, we're moving away.
Christ! Apartment 427.
Is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
Oh boy, bread!
Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Nah.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Why didn't you do this the last ending?
Don't worry about it.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Prepare dinner.
Oh boy.
As he wandered through this fantasy world,
I don't
he
think I
began to
did
fill it
dinner
with
very
many
well.
possible paths and
Ain't that right,
destinations.
wife?
Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions.
Oh, it still has a
Down
trademark.
another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Tell your kids a story.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Oh boy, wife. I need to tell you something.
But there is no
You're
answer.
a desk.
How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Fun fact, you don't have a choice.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
The question, nothing.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all
Stare
this to
into
him.
the night.
I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
What is it with that side of the area just having dark as hell endings?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Anyway, I think we have
Stanley decided
one
to go to
last
the meeting
one.
room. Perhaps he had
One
simply
to
missed
do
a
with
memo.
the original Stanley Parable. And I believe it's my favorite one.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oh boy!
The lounge was sublime, a work of art, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Whee!
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
But first off,
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Fickleys. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
that way you can't get back
In
up.
his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
You don't have a way to get back up, so you gotta get that ending to get the Figgly. Or the Stanley. Which one, Joel?
All of his co-workers were gone.
I don't know.
What could it mean?
Okay.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he
How
had
about
simply
picking a
missed memo.
choice? This game is all about choices, after all.
I choose to not make a
When Stanley
choice.
came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oh boy!
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. I'm asking, this is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? Now, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, it can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages
It's a
across
very
the world
wide
to make
tie.
life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back sack and crack."
My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back sack and crack. Now it's your turn.
Excellent.
You're too slow.
Making choices
I
on
did
a regular
excellently.
basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But
Danger
not to worry.
everywhere.
Now that you're properly informed on
Oh,
good
boy.
decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Oh.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse.
I don't want
It
it.
seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
I don't want it. Oh.
What is this? Ah, there's a sign I didn't get to read it. And now
What
the
was
door's
it?
closed.
Oh. Oh well. Too bad.
Too bad! So sad!
Maybe we'll get it when we do the other endings.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Huh.
Yay, numbers.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe after everything we
It's
talked about.
okay.
My story. You've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it?
Oh boy,
To know that my
Termination
story's now
Tuesdays.
How can I get back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it
We're
forever.
broke
Reliving its
Wednesdays.
impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut
What
the
to
game
do
down
about
entirely?
432?
To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know.
Don't tell 432 about
What do I
my...
do?
About
What
the
do I
meeting.
do?
About the meeting.
What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Do not alter without consulting the whiteboard manager.
Well, the narrator shut it down.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered entered the door on his left.
Fine, then I'll do the story for you.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of
Don't get
disbelief,
fired.
Stanley decided to
Oh,
go up to
boy.
his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
They won't even
office.
let me.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Well, we can't talk.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 1 1.
Night Shark
73.
115! There's a mic on this,
You
isn't
didn't
there?
mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial
Where's
step.
the mic? It's not working! It's
Mike
not!
Wazowski!
And then that
Okay,
opens.
fine. You're not going to do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to
Yeah.
walk through the door.
We did it, Joel!
Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision.
So yeah, that's all the endings of the original Stanley Parable.
Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You can't be wrong.
This
here.
was
We
the
can
last
work
one.
together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you could ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? You're listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do.
Sorry, Leroy.
Take as much time as you
The
need.
credits stopped. Credits go! Get out of here! And that is it for all the original Stanley Parable endings. It's now time for the sequels endings. Because we gotta
We haven't got-
head to every single sequel ending. Because of the Ultra Deluxe stuff, we gotta get every sequel ending with the bucket.
Oh,
The bucket
dear.
is the unlock for every other ending.
Oh dear.
So, see you guys next time as we bucket.